Well, it was 12 months ago here at the Oak Tree Arena that we saw the Somerset Rebels lifting the Premier League trophy for 2013. Now, we've got exactly the same two teams here once again this evening. Somerset Rebels taking on the Edinburgh Monarchs in the Premier League playoff final. A little bit different this year with the Somerset Rebels getting the first leg of the final, and then we're up at Edinburgh tomorrow night to see the return leg. Both teams so strong this season, finishing 1 and 2 in the league, and there's nothing to separate them. So we'll pop into the pits now and get some words with some of the riders before the meeting. So with Sam Masters now for the Edinburgh Monarchs, first of all we're going to ask you, what's the track like? Because I'm kind of stood here at the minute, looks a little bit sludgy.
Well, I haven't really done a lap, but here seems a little bit sludgy. I think they're ripping the starts now, so I don't really know what they're doing there. But and then I think they might. Ollie just said they might put some sawdust down. They don't tell us, we're an away team, so
they're not going to give you any advantage.
No advantage here. Obviously, we won't give them any advantage at home. So just see how the outcome is, and just we've all got to ride the same track at the end of the day.
And is it similar at all to what you're kind of used to here at Somerset? Obviously, you used to be a Somerset rider as well yourself.
Yeah, well, I haven't really been there that much this year, but obviously I had a good meeting here at the Pairs. I didn't have a very good league meeting here, but we had a few dramas, which that's just speedway, isn't it? So, but yeah, it's still the same, but their home team's so good here. They've been riding here all year, and it's never going to be easy.
You said Somerset are good, but obviously you've been absolutely fantastic as well this season. You topped the Premier League table, you won the Knockout Cup, and I think was it the Premier League Cup as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've already taken a title from Somerset as they won the Knockout Cup this year. How do you think you're going to get on tonight?
Yeah, well, we won the Pairs here too, and it was here, so I don't really know. We've just all got to go out and do what we've been doing all year, do our best, and whatever the outcome is just meant to be, isn't it? So we've got a few trophies already this year, so if we don't win, yeah, we're going to be upset, but we've definitely had a good year anyway, so just got to go out there, do our best, and do what we've been doing all year, and just keep having fun.
Can't be too greedy maybe with the trophies then?
No, we might share them around a bit, but nah, we'll be going for it.
And what do you think you need to get points-wise here tonight? Because obviously you said they're very strong at home, but you're very strong at home as well.
Yeah, we'll just got to try and keep it as close as we can. I think within 10 points or something, and I think we'll be happy with that. Take it up to home tomorrow. So we just got to do our best, and if we can keep it as close as we can, we'll be happy with that.
Well, fingers crossed for tonight, and good luck for you all.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. So with Nick Morris now, the Somerset Rebels, well, you seem to be a bit of a good luck charm for some teams. You've won a league title every year since you've come over, and obviously this year you were in the pool team for that final meeting to help them. Do you think you're going to get Somerset the title again tonight?
I hope so. I've been lucky in the other years, just been putting the good teams and that, and hopefully the luck can rub off into this team, and we're going to battle all the way, and hopefully we can get a good lead to take to Edinburgh tomorrow.
Does it kind of cross your mind that you've obviously won that many league titles with teams?
Oh, I just don't really think about it and just ride, and it's when I do think about it, it's pretty cool, but it just keeps happening, and I don't know why or whatever, but I just ride in the meetings that I'm in, and yeah, we seem to win, so it's good.
And you said you want to get as many points as possible this evening. What do you think you need to get to be able to go up to Edinburgh?
20 points would be good, because they've got a good home track advantage there, and they can flog anyone there, so we just need to smash them like we did last time they were here and hope for the best.
But looking at the last meetings from this season, home and away, if you actually looked at the aggregate scores, Somerset did come out on top, but it was very, very close, and that was still beating them by 20 points.
Yeah, and I think a couple of their boys had a bit of an off night here, and if they can do that again, we might be all right, but it's going to be tough tonight.
It's also always as well going to be more difficult. You've got Edward Kennett in, so obviously no Ollie Allen, and Brady Kurt's still out. Do you think that is going to hamper your chances a lot?
Yeah, Ollie's awesome around here, and so is Brady. We can all take another one of Brady's rides, but we're going to miss him, and Ollie, we're going to miss him as well. So hopefully Eddie can do a good job. He's a good rider, and I'm sure he'll do good.
All right, well, fingers crossed for you, and good luck this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. So with John Campbell now, you just said off camera, this time you're going to win. Are you pretty confident going into this evening's meeting?
That was actually a reference to last week's match at Ipswich.
Oh, right.
We're in this interview.
It makes sense as well.
But yes, we obviously are here to put up a good score tonight, and hopefully can finish it off tomorrow night.
And you obviously come in off a high anyway, winning the Premier League Cup and the Premier League Knockout Cup, so that must have boosted you guys up a lot as well.
It's nice to have won those trophies, but this is the one that counts, to be honest. And if you went to the guys just now and asked them what's the most important thing, it's all about tonight and tomorrow. The trophies are nice. It's nice to have them at the stadium. They'll be there tomorrow, but this is the one we really want to win.
And obviously it must be gutting for Stevie Worrell as well that he's not riding tonight, and for you as a team to have rider replacement for him.
Such a disappointment. Stevie's been doing so well this year. Very, very, very important to us throughout the year. A rider with an average of less than 3 at the start of the season, averaging about 8 now. Rider replacement is unlikely to cover for that unless we're very, very fortunate. And Steve is such. It's the whole thing. We're all a team, and when somebody's missing, we miss that.
And Derek Snedden, though, back to full strength at reserve as captain as well, so that must kind of bolster it again, even though you are still missing Stevie.
Yeah, well, we hope Derek's back to fitness.
Fingers crossed, anyway.
I'm sure he'll cover up for any pain and just get on and do the job. Derek's a well-experienced rider, so he's going to be important to us here at the Oak Tree tonight, and even more important at home tomorrow.
And we've seen some amazing racing against Edinburgh here at the Oak Tree and up at Edinburgh as well. What do you think the outcome's going to be tonight? What are you looking for from the meeting?
Yeah, after I predicted last week we'd lose at Ipswich, I'm going to say we're going to win here tonight. But no, I don't know. I don't know.
We've seen you win here before.
Yeah. The team are very, very keen to do well tonight, obviously, and I think we will do quite well tonight. We can't tell about this track. It's obviously very, very wet. It might be down to who comes out the gate the quickest. We've been doing that pretty well this season, so that would give me hope also. But if we can get 40 tonight, I'll be very pleased.
Well, thank you very much and good luck for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're Gary May now. Well, we've just come underneath some cover because it's just started raining and we've already seen the track is really wet. So how is this going to affect it?
Nah, it should be alright. We're brushing it off and putting some bit of sawdust on there, so hopefully it'll be alright.
And now it seems to be kind of a bit of deja vu. Obviously last year in the similar situation, but we were on the second leg. Who do you think is going to come out on top this evening? And don't just say the Rebels.
Nah, it'll be a good meeting. Both good sides. Obviously we finished first and second in the league, so we've got a right to be here. Obviously the Rebels.
I knew you were going to say that. Last year you had the second leg. This year you've obviously got the first leg. Which one would you have preferred to have had?
I'm not really fussed really, because if you can build up a lead in this league and in the first leg, then you go to there and you just try and hold it. The other way is exactly the other way, isn't it? You just got to get their league back down. So no, it doesn't really bother me.
And what are you looking to score tonight? Because obviously we've seen some superb performances from the Rebels around this track, hitting 60, 70 points. That obviously must be at the back of your head that you kind of want to get there.
Well, that'd be nice, but Edinburgh are a very strong side. 15 to 20 would be good, and then we try and hold it up there. And that's really what it is, really. It'd be nice to hit 60, been good.
But you just said that Edinburgh is strong. Both sides are so strong, but both have been hampered by injuries for this evening and for tomorrow. Obviously a huge blow that Ollie Allen is out, and he's absolutely gutted. You must be as well.
Yeah, because Ollie's awesome round here, and he doesn't get beaten much. He got a 12-point maximum here last time, but that's it. We get injuries in Speedway and we have to move on. And same with Edinburgh. I lost Steve Worrell. He's a big rider for them, and they got to move on. But we've got Eddie Kennett in, and he's quite capable of getting a good score. So that's it, really.
And have you had your team talk yet? What have you said to the guys?
Just get out there and win.
Can't say.
No last places.
Fair enough. Well, good luck for this evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
So Derek Snedden now. Well, Somerset Edinburgh seems to be a common theme with the playoff finals. See, last year Somerset came out on top. You guys must be hoping that it's your turn this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, let's be honest, Somerset last year were by far on team, looked obviously the better team. I think I'm not a fan of playoffs myself. I think Somerset deserved it last year by finishing top of the table. But that's how it is. That's the league's how it's set up, and they deserved to win the league last year and the playoffs. So, but I think we've put a lot of hard work in this year, and it'd be a shame for us to lose all that hard work over 2 meetings. So we'll be out for the win.
Yeah, and saying that, you finished top this year. I think looking at the scores that you put in as well, apart from maybe one meeting, every single meeting you've hit either 50 or 60 points at home, which is absolutely phenomenal for a team.
Yeah, I mean it's just been one of these freak years that touch wood, everything's kind of went for us, and it's been a successful year. But really, this is what it all boils down to. This is what it's all about, and obviously between tonight and tomorrow's meeting, this is the big ones.
And you've already got a couple of trophies underneath your belt as a team, and obviously the pairs. So that must kind of help you going into tonight. But as we were talking to your manager earlier, this is the one that counts and this is the one that matters.
It feels a shame we've not really had much a chance to celebrate the 2 trophy wins because, to be honest, everybody's just fully focused on what has to be done, obviously, in these 2 meetings. So I dare say that obviously everything going well, that after I get these 2 meetings out the way, and if things do go our way, then it'll be a huge party at the end of the season. Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be a huge party anyway, though, won't it?
it would be extra special if we've got that trophy as well.
And how are you feeling as well? You obviously had a hip injury a couple of weeks ago. You're back fully fit.
Yeah, I mean, I've done nothing but crash since the last month. I had a bad one about a month ago with Rennie back at Edinburgh, and I tried to ride through it with a bad wrist, and it was just one thing after another, one niggle injury after another, and obviously had another crash at Ipswich, and I knew myself that if I had any chance of being as close to 100% fit, then I had to obviously miss out a few meetings. So I'm certainly not 100% yet, but I'm a much better position than I was back then. So we'll be ready to give it a good go.
And you're able to ride tonight, which is the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have missed this for the world. Even if I had to get carried onto the bike, I would. I wanted to be part of this, you know. So no, we'll just we'll be here to give it a good go, and we'll see what happens.
And it must be quite gutting as well for you as a team to have lost Stevie Worrell for this evening.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely heartbreaking. Stevie's been absolutely phenomenal for us this year. Obviously coming in on a 3-point average and now sitting somewhere around about the 8-point mark. There are not many people will do that, you know. So, and I know Stevie's he'll be absolutely gutted in himself that he's having to miss out tonight. But unfortunately, you guys will know the same with Ollie and stuff like that. You know, it's part and parcel of Speedway, and that's just the way it goes. You just have to take it on the chin and get on with it. Let's just say.
And I suppose that doesn't help at the end of the season as well with the playoffs, like you said, that you just can't really help it if people get injured. You can't bring anyone in.
No, let's be honest. We've been very lucky as a team this year to, I mean, niggle injuries here and there, but nothing too major as such, you know. So and I think that plays a big part in obviously having a semi-successful season, is trying to keep everybody injury free, you know. But it's such a long season that it's hard to get through the whole season without somebody somewhere along the line getting hurt, and unfortunately it was Stevie the other night at Dudley.
Well, that is unfortunate. But on to tonight, we've asked everyone else, what are you looking to get from this evening's meeting? How many points do you think you need to take back to Edinburgh?
We approach every meeting the same as we've done this year. First and foremost, we'll be here for the win. I know that's a huge task, but that's what we're aiming for. If not, then we'll just aim at it, obviously, to keep it as close as possible. I'm no one for putting figures on it, but as long as we can keep it as close as possible, we'll go for that.
Well, fingers crossed for you and good luck.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So with Ollie Allen now, well, obviously commiserations, you're not able to ride this evening. It must be really gutting for you.
Yeah, I'm absolutely gutted. It's like the sort of crescendo to the season, and I've had so much fun riding with these boys this year and helped them get to the final that I'm just gutted not to be in it. So.
I suppose there was never any doubt though that you wouldn't be here tonight to try and G on the boys.
Absolutely not. No, I've lent a bit of equipment out to the boys to try and help out where I can, and I'll be here to give Edward as much advice as I can. He's not a regular Somerset rider, as you know, so I'll try and be with him as much as possible and help him through.
And we've just spoken to Sam Masters about the track, obviously just seeing you kind of watching the tractor as well. What are they actually doing to the track at the moment?
I'm watching my son to make sure he doesn't get run over.
I thought that might have been our second, like our little reserve then.
No, I don't care about this. I don't care about the track. I'm just worried my wife will kill me if he gets run over.
Yeah.
They are doing a bit of work on the track. It's a little bit wet, but I think considering this time of year and the weather we've had lately, it's good.
And obviously when you came into the team at the start of the season, such high expectations for you guys, winning the league last year. Do you think you've lived up to them?
Absolutely. I mean, I think if anything, the expectations were low this year because Somerset did so well last year. You tend to think there's no way you can sort of emulate that, but we've won the fours, second in the pairs. Okay, our cup runs weren't so good, and you know you're first or second in the league, aren't you? So it's been a good. I think if you told the fans at Somerset, like on press day, that this is what we were going to achieve, they'd have been gobsmacked. They wouldn't have believed you. So I think everyone's happy with what we've done, and now we just would like to get the icing on the cake, really.
And you're happy with your performances as well this year?
I've had a good year. I mean, I've had the odd off day, but in general it's been good. It's been I've absolutely loved it here at Somerset. So.
And what are the plans then for next year? Anything you can share?
I can share that I'm not retiring. I've been planning all year to retire, but as the sort of season's gone on, I've enjoyed it more and more and realised I'm not ready yet. So I'll do another year, and hopefully it'll be at Somerset, but if not, it'll be at a track I enjoy.
I'm sure the crowd would love to see you back.
I'd love to be back.
Well, thank you very much and good luck for this evening, even though you're not riding.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, it's been a big turnout here at the Oak Arena for this evening's Premier League playoff final. Somerset Rebels against Edinburgh Monarchs, and fans making the long trip down as well from Scotland for this evening's meeting. So we've had a word with some of the riders prior to the meeting. Now as they walk out on parade, we'll just wait to do a rundown of the riders in the two teams. So they're not having a parade this evening, they're just walking out and going to be introduced. As you can see, digging around with the track, didn't want to cause any more issues with the track with the parade. So going straight into the meeting once we've been introduced to all the riders. It's going to be a hard-fought meeting this evening. We've seen what both teams can do this season, both unbeaten in the Premier League this year. Fantastic track records here at the Oak-Tree Arena as well as up in Edinburgh as well. So as we just wait for the skippers now walking back to do the coin toss prior to the meeting, Nick Morris and Derek Snedden. So Nick Morris wins the toss for Somerset and takes gates 1 and 3. So now back over, fingers crossed, we don't have to do much more walking across this track, rather muddy. Very dirty boots. Good job we put them on. So now number 1 Craig Cook over in the corner doing some digging still at number 1. At number 2 Justin Sedgman. At number 3 Max Frick. Unfortunately rider replacement for number 4 who's Stevie Worrell with his broken wrist. Sam Masters though making a return to the Oak-Tree Arena. Spoke to him earlier on at number 5. At number 6 first reserve Aaron Fox, and finally at number 7 the captain for the Monarchs, Derek Snedden. And he's just gone back over past the gate, Steve. Got him, caught him, got his back to us now, walking back to the pit. So now huge cheer as you can hear as we start to introduce the Somerset Rebels. Eddie Kennett taking the place of Ollie Allen at number 1. Rider replacement for number 2 Brady Curtis still out injured. At number 3 Charles Wright for the Rebels. Number 4 Pontus Aspegren. At number 5 taking on the skipper role from Ollie Allen in this evening's meeting, Nick Morris. First reserve at number 6 Todd Kurtz, and then completing the lineup at number 7 Paul Stark. So those are the two teams for this evening's meeting. We'll just wait for them to go back in and get the racing underway.
Well, a very good evening to you and welcome to another EMTV rewind on what is a very sad occasion. Here at the club we've just learned of the death of long-term supporter Molly Bell, who was in her 80s. Very sad news indeed, and on behalf of everyone here at Edinburgh Monarchs, can I send our condolences to her family. Molly was a great favourite around Armadale Stadium and could always be found on a Friday night selling the half-cut draw tickets. We have great memories of her coming up to the tower and interacting with us during the meetings. And as such, we'd like to dedicate this week's EMTV Rewinds to her memory. It's the matches you've all been waiting for as well. We go back to 2014 and to the grand final of the Premier League when Somerset came calling. My name is Liam Rudden.
Yeah, and I'm John McGill. Very well, the 2014 Monarchs had performed superbly right through the season and were easily the leading side in the Premier League. But under the playoff system, of course, it can all go wrong at the death. For the second year running, we were pitched against Somerset in the playoff final, with both teams suffering injury absences. Rider replacement applied on both sides, with Rebels using a guest for Ollie Allen. We were about to witness an epic contest starting at the Oak-Tree Arena. Well, for Somerset that night, at number 1 it was Edward Kennett, and at number 2 it was rider replacement for Brady Curtis. At 3 it was Charles Wright, and at 4 Pontus Aspegren. At 5 Nick Morris, 6 Todd Kurtz, and at 7 Paul Stark. Liam.
Thanks John, and lining up for Edinburgh that night we had at number 1 Craig Cook, at number 2 it was Justin Sedgman, 3 was Max Frick with the rider replacement for Stevie Worrell at 4. Sam Masters was at 5, Aaron Fox at 6 and Derek Snedden at 7. So without further ado, let's go racing.
Well, thanks for that, Laura, for setting the scene for the 2014 Premier League Grand Final first leg. We'll be covering tomorrow's second leg up at Armadale as well. Probably be two cracking matches between the top two teams in the Premier League this season. Both got through to the grand final. Edinburgh very comfortably indeed. A bit more of a struggle for Somerset, but they overcame Ipswich and Scunthorpe. The riders out on track. We've got Edward Kennett guesting for Somerset. He comes out off at gate number 3. His teammate in this one is Charles Wright, taking a rider replacement out and off gate number 1. Justin Sedgman comes out off gate number 2, and Craig Cook, the top dog in the Monarchs side, he comes out off gate number 4. Good sized crowd, a very good sized crowd has turned up here tonight, as you would expect, for this grand final first leg. Heat number 1 is about to get underway. Ollie Allen in charge, takes fly up and out of the start. It is the 2 home riders who make great gates. Here comes Craig Cook around the outside of Kennett, and he's moved through as he Edward Kennett on the inside, Craig Cook on the outer. But it is the Edinburgh Monarch number 1 who just about holds the way. They put a bit of sawdust down on the bends, but not too much, as Cook leads away from Kennett in second place. Charles Wright back in third, and Justin Sedgman, who's been scoring so prolifically for Edinburgh this season, he's tailed off badly at the back in the opener. The former Somerset Rebel, but out in front it is Cookie who leads it then from Kennett in second place. Charles Wright back in third, and it looks like we're going to open up with a shared heat in the opening race. Craig, it is who leads the way, going down the back straight for the final time. Edward Kennett in second place, helped to get Paul through to the grand final after a couple of epic matches against Kings Lynn in the semi-finals, but ineligible to race here. Also, he was ineligible to race in in the grand final because of the 8-day rule, but certainly eligible to race here tonight for Somerset. He finishes second in heat number 1. Craig Cook, he wins it. Plenty of Monarchs fans down the back straight cheering on their talisman. Charles Wright in third, nothing there for Justin Sedgman at the back, and we open up with a shared heat in race number 1. The Premier League Grand Final for 2014 is underway. Riders out for heat number 2, this the reserves race, and it sees Aaron Fox coming out off gate number 1, the American. Well, he's certainly enjoyed his first season over here with Edinburgh. Perhaps he hasn't scored the amount of points that he would have hoped to have done, but he has had his moments. He comes out off gate number 1. Todd Kurtz comes out off gate number 2. Of course, he started the season the main part of the team, but swap places with Charles Wright, who's had a terrific year. But Todd, well, he's still averaging around about 6 points per match. He's off gate number 2. Derek Steddon, the Monarchs captain, just been struggling with injury of late. He's off 3. Paul Stark from the outside, he's had his good meetings this season. All been a moment now at the start by Todd Kurtz, and the referee, well, as he stopped the race, he has indeed. The red lights are on, the flags are out. A bit of movement there by the rider in red. That is Todd Kurtz, very tense of course. And we're going to go with a restart of heat number 2, sorry. Todd having been warned for just moving slightly at the start. So here we go then, the reserves race, second time of asking. The heat gets underway, and what a start by Paul Stark off gate number 4. That really was a lightning gate from Paul, and he's comfortably out in front with Todd Kurtz in second place. Derek Snedden is in third. Aaron Fox is at the back, so it's a 5-1 for Somerset. The Rebels fans are cheering on their 2 reserves. They've been so good this season. They've formed a great partnership since Todd moved down into the reserve berth. Paul Stark, well, he's had some terrific meetings for Somerset. Also riding for Cradley in the National League. Did start off the season with Birmingham, of course, in the Elite League, but they folded mid-season. I think Paul was quite happy about that in one way, because he did take on a great deal of meetings this year. So some of the riders have, of course, riding all 3 divisions. It is a lot for them. Paul, he's leading the way from Todd Kurtz in second place. Derek Snedden is back in third, so that's encouraging for Somerset, as their reserves have easily beaten their opposing reserves. As the rain, in fact, has just started to fall here at the Oak Tree Arena. Hopefully that will soon abate. Paul Stark gets an excellent win in that one, made the gate, and it takes the flag victory for him. Todd Kurtz second, Snedden third, Fox at the back. We move on to heat number 3, And this one, well, it sees Pontus Astragon coming out off gate number 1. He's been injured once or twice recently, but he's had another rider who's had a terrific season for Somerset. Of course, the current Premier League champions. Can they defend their title? They have made the grand final in the last 3 seasons. They went down by just 1 point, one agonising point short against Scunthorpe a couple of seasons ago. They beat, of course, tonight's opposition, Edinburgh. I think it's by 3 points or 5 points. Memory just fades slightly, but I know it's very tight indeed. And so this is a repeat of last year's final. The riders out on track, as we say. We've got Astragon coming out off gate number 1. Max Frick, what a season he's had. He comes out off at gate number 2. Off at gate number 3, we've got Charles Wright taking his programme ride, and from the outside, Justin Sedgman, he takes the rider replacement out in for the unfortunate Stephen Worrell. Heat number 3. Bit of movement there by the rider in white, Max Frick, and Ollie Allen. Well, I think he may let it go because Frick certainly impeded himself there by moving, and that's a good decision there by Allen. As Frick, well, he has come through in the 3rd place ahead of Sedgman, but out in front it is Pontus Astragon who leads the way. Charles Wright in 2nd place with Frick in 3rd, having moved at the start. And Justin Sedgman, he is not happy in these conditions here tonight. That's plain to see. He finished at the back in heat number 1, and he's way at the back in heat number 3 as well. So it's looking good for Somerset early doors. They easily beat Edinburgh here in the league match by 18 points, I think it was. Certainly was, I think, may well have been Edinburgh's biggest defeat of the season. As they come round to start the final lap then, and it's going to be another 5-1 for the home side, and it's going to see them move 8 points in front after 3. Astragon looking sharp here tonight. He wins that one. 2nd place goes to Charles Wright. 3rd spot to Max Frick, and nothing there for Justin Sedgman. Pointless from his first 2 rides. The Somerset Rebel supporters down the back straight are delighted with the way their team have started. Another 5-1, the 2nd in the row for the home side. So Somerset, they move on to 13. Edinburgh under 5. Pontus straight back into the pits after that victory. Race number 4, next one up, and Paul Stark, he comes out off at gate number 1. He had an excellent win in his first ride. What a trap that was from him off at gate number 4. Craig Cook, well, he had also won off at gate number 4 in heat number 1. And Pontus, well, we just saw him win off gate number 1 in heat number 3. So what can Starkey do from the inside off gate number 2? Is Derek Snedden. He was he got a point in heat number 2, but he was well off the pace compared to Stark and Kurtz. He's off at gate number 2 in this one is Derek. Off at gate number 3 sees Nick Morris coming to the fray, his first outing. And from the outside, former Rebel Sam Masters, and one half of the team that won the Premier League pairs, of course, here on the eve of the British Grand Prix back in July. Heat number 4 is about to get underway. The tapes fly up and into that first bend. Stark made another good start from the inside, but Sam Masters has made a cracker off gate number 4. Gate 4 working very well here this evening early on, and it is Masters that leads the way then. In 2nd place, Nick Morris is chasing him down. 3rd spot is Paul Stark. Derek Snedden, well, he's looking a little bit quicker, but he's still at the back as Sam Masters. It is who leads the way in Nick Morris. Nick Morris is in 2nd place as he goes out wide trying to pick up the extra drive, but he's not quite there. Just momentarily losing control. Sam Masters riding a smooth race, leading the way. Track conditions where the track has suffered a fact. Unfortunately, we have plenty of rain here earlier today, and they haven't been able to repair the track as they would have wanted. Normally such a great racing circuit for this. Well, it certainly reminds me of what the track was like here this time last year. It could even been the same weekend, in fact, as Somerset won the Premier League title last year, of course, against the Monarchs. Track conditions very similar indeed, as Sam Masters, well, he's come out and had a storming victory in his first ride. He wins heat number 4. 2nd place goes to Nick Morris. 3rd spot to Paul Stark with Derek Snedden. Pointless in that one, so still Somerset hold on to that 8-point advantage. 16 points to 8 after 4 races. Sam Masters looking sharp, opening up with a win. Heat number 5, next one up, and Justin Sedgman. He comes out off gate number 1, hasn't scored a point so far from his first 2 rides. He'll certainly be wanting to atone for that in this one. He's off at the inside gate position. Charles Wright comes out off gate number 2. Wright, well, he scored paid 5 from his first 2 outings. He's got to be one of the most improved riders in British Speedway this year as Charles, and over the last couple of years. In fact, of course, if you remember, he rode for Buxton. He was a Buxton number 1 at the start of last year, and then he joined Somerset midway through the season, and his career has gone only one way since then. Here he comes up to the start line. He's off gate number 2 now, heat leader with the Rebels. Gate number C, that sees Craig Cook, a danger for Somerset. Looked at very good indeed in his first ride, and from the outside it is Pontus Aspgren, who himself, of course, he had an excellent win in his first outing a couple of races ago, so this promises to be a bit of a cracker. Heat number 5, Somerset, they want to build at least a 10-point lead to take to Armadale, probably, well, a lot more than that, of course. It really is a fortress up in Edinburgh. Heat number 5, oh, there's a bit of movement there from Cookie. The race is underway. Aspgren has made a good start. Craig Cook is back in 3rd place. In fact, he's taken a tumble there as Charles Wright, well, he just sent him out. Did he send him out a little bit wide, or did Cookie just get caught up there in the wet stuff out mid-track? And the race, well, it's had to be stopped by Ronnie Allen. So Ronnie, the referee, has got his first major decision to make of the night. And in fact, the rider in white, he has been disqualified as being the cause of the stoppage. Craig Cook will not be happy with that, nor will John Campbell. But I don't think Craig can really grumble about that too much. Charles, we did leave him racing room on the outside, but he certainly does look very, very shell splattered indeed, doesn't he? Rather disconsolate. John Campbell, well, I'm sure he's going to be on the phone to Mr. Allen, but very, very, very rarely, if ever, do referees change their mind having made a decision. Doesn't have the advantage of replays, of course. No Sky Sports here tonight. Who needs them when Rerun Productions are in town anyway? There's Cookie, he's done too happy. A few words with Pete Chamberlain, the centre green presenter, but he's out at Heat 5. So the 3 remaining riders then up to the line. The first big incident of this Premier League Grand Final, first leg for 2014, and Craig Cook, he has been disqualified. He did jump a bit at the start. The referee could have called it back for that, but no, he decided to let it go, and Cookie came down. So it means Justin Sedgman out by himself, hasn't scored a point so far. He certainly should do in this one. There's only 3 riders, and Sedgman's made a much better start from the inside. But here comes Aspgren around the outside, and Charles Wright as well. Wright looking for his teammate, and it's the Swede who's moved through into 1st place ahead of the Englishman. The Australian back in 3rd place with another 5-1 for the Somerset Cases Rebels, the defending champions, and this would open up a 12-point lead after 5 races. It would mean, of course, that John Campbell could bring out the black and white helmet for an Edinburgh rider. That's very, very rarely happened this season, but it could be happening in this one, as Somerset are certainly setting about their task exceptionally well here in the early races. This will be their 3rd 5-1 in the opening 5 heats, as Aspgren leads the way. Looks like it's going to be his 2nd win of the meeting. Charles Wright in second place, Justin Sedgman not happy with conditions here tonight. He's back in third. He's going to get his first point of the meeting, but that's all that it is going to be for Edinburgh, and it does mean that the home side, well, they've now extended that lead to 12 points, 21 points to 9 after 5 races. So they easily beat Edinburgh here in the league. Track conditions very different then, but well, could it be a similar result for the Casey's Rebels? Sedgman had made a good start from the inside, but Wright and Aspergen came round on his outside to find a way through. Wheelie celebration there from Pontus. Charles taking it a little bit easier. A massive 5-1 in heat number 5. 21 points to 9 after 5 races. And John Campbell, will he give the black and white helmet to Sam Masters in the next? Well, indeed, Sam Masters has been given the black and white helmets to see what he can do in this one. The full lineup, we've got Edward Kennett off gate number 1. Sam Masters comes out off gate number 2. Todd Kurtz is off gate number 3. And Aaron Fox comes out off gate number 4. Say Edinburgh, well, they very rarely had to use the black and white helmet. I think they used it last week against Workington. Would you believe they were 16 points down after 4 races? They suffered 4 5-1 reversals in a row. That was very, very well. The only time it's happened this season, of course, to the mighty Monarchs. I think they've only lost 5 or 6 matches all season. There are some of the Edinburgh fans. They're in the crowd down the back straight. Will not be happy with what they're seeing so far. They will not be happy that Sam Masters is having to wear the black and white helmet, but that's the reality, because Edinburgh are struggling here tonight. They trail by 21 points to 9. They really have been the team of the year, but they have been chased very hard indeed by Somerset, who are putting up a very worthy defence of their Premier League title. Heat number 6 is underway, a big race this one, and it is Edward Kennett who's made a good start. He leads the way. Sam Masters trying to come back on the inside, and Masters has got the speed. Sam Masters has come through in the first place. Kennett is in second spot. Todd Kurtz, this is a rider replacement outing for him. He's in third. Aaron Fox with again. The American is at the back. I'm not sure this is one of his favourite circuits, but it certainly is one of Sam Masters, because he used to ride here, and also was a very potent point scorer as well for the Rebels. He leads the way, and Edinburgh definitely needed a big 6 points from Sam in this one, and he is delivering. He's won his first ride, and it looks like he's going to win his second one as well, and this would reduce the gap to 9 points after 6 races. If Masters can hold on for another lap, I'm sure he's going to be able to. He leads the way. Looks as if he's thoroughly enjoying himself out on track. He's loved his time up at Edinburgh this year. Of course, he had visa problems last season, which kept him out of their side, but no problems at all this year for him. No problems for him in heat number 6. He wins the race. 2 wins out of 2 for him. Second spot going to Edward Kennett. Third place to Todd Kurtz. Nothing for Aaron Fox. The Edinburgh fans, well, they're pleased with Sam's efforts in that one. A big 6-pointer. But Somerset, well, they do slot in the minor places, so it's a 6-3. Somerset move on to 24, Edinburgh on to 15. The gap has been closed to 9 points after 6 races. Let's go into the pits now with Laura.
So Pontus Aspergen now, absolutely fantastic evening for you so far. 2 wins from your 2 rides. You must be happy.
Yeah, it's been working well. 2 good starts and making things easy then. So track is quite slippery. It's hard to pause, so you have to be sharp from the gates.
You say we kind of see not a lot of racing at the moment. Do you think that's going to change?
Yeah, hopefully, but it's really, really slippery on the outside, so it's not easy to go around anyone today. So you got to be sharp from the tapes and try to make it in the first corner. But hopefully, in a couple of heats, it's going to be dry up a bit on the outside, because as it is now, it's just too wet.
And you got a 9-point lead at the moment. Do you think you can extend that further?
Yeah, we have to extend that. So just keep fighting and just hit them hard and try to go away with 15 to 20 points.
Well done so far. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, good to hear there from Pontus. As we get on to heat number 7, Max Frick comes out off gate number 1. Of course, one half of the pairs that won the Premier League pairs here this season, alongside Sam Masters. He's off at gate number 1, just a 3rd place in his first ride. Gate number 2, that sees Nick Morris. He started with a first time out. Gate number 3, it is Derek Snedden taking a ride replacement out in. The skipper scored 1 point from his first 2 rides. And from the outside, the impressive Paul Stark, who scored paid 5 from his first 2 outings, and Gary May, what he has done, he has made a reserve switch here, taking Todd Kurtz out of this race and bringing Paul in. Heat number 7, it's underway, and into that first bend. Good start there by Morris off gate number 2. Paul Stark has made a good one as well off at gate number 4, and he's coming around the outside to join his teammate in 3rd place. It is Max Frick with Derek Snedden trailing at the back again in this one, so it could be a return to the 5-1 for Somerset. They've had so many maximum heat advantages, especially at home this season at the Oak Tree Arena, and this could be another one, because it is Starkey who's now come through into 1st place, with Nick Morris allowing him round the outside of him. Good riding there by Nick, of course, who really has he's got a cupboard full of winners' medals in his very short speedway career. Really has been something of a talisman. If you want to win the league, you employ Nick Morris to ride for you. That's the way it seems to be at both Premier League and Elite League level. As Paul Stark, well, this is excellent meeting for him. He wins heat number 7. 2nd place goes to Nick Morris. 3rd spot, only a 3rd place there for Max Frick. That's 2 3rd places. They would have hoped for more than from him with the Edinburgh management. Derek Snedden at the back. It's a 4th 5-1 for the Cases Rebels, and they really are putting it to Edinburgh in the early part of the meet. In the first half, they lead by 13 points. Now 7 races gone, and the Somerset fans will be delighted with the start their team have made.
As you can see, some work going on now in the pits on the Edinburgh side. Craig Cook just looking on as this mechanic works on his bike. 1 win to his name, and then unfortunately that fall in his 2nd ride means that he was disqualified from that outing, so he's going to be looking to put some more points on the board for this evening's meeting. Justin Sedgman failed to score so far, looking a little bit dejected from this evening's meeting so far. Ex-Somerset rider, so we can know what he can do around this track. Sam Masters, you can see there, what superb rides we've seen from him. 2 wins from his 2 outings, including that tactical ride to get the 6-3 win over the Rebels. He must be thoroughly pleased with his night's work so far. Unfortunately, hasn't pulled many points back for the Monarchs. 29 points to 16 after 7 races so far, but I'm sure we've still got more to come from him in this evening's meeting. As you can see there, Nick Morris, Pontus Aspringen just conferring in the pits over on the Rebels side of the pits. Both putting in some really good performances. Nick, a paid win and a 2nd place from his 2 outings, since we spoke to Pontus earlier. 2 wins from him. Nick just going down the team now, pulling his weight, shall we say, as captain, making sure the team are all happy and the morale is at high in this evening's meeting. So Paul Stark now, 2 wins I think it is underneath your belt. You must be pretty happy with that so far.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with that. I just want to win all the races that I get put in. So yeah, pretty pleased with that so far.
And how's the track looking? We haven't seen a lot of passing so far. It seems to be get out of the gate and go, but it does seem to be settling down a bit.
It's getting there, you know. It was really slippery to start with, and only 1 line really. Getting a few more lines now, but if you go over where the grip is, you're back to the slimy stuff again. So quite technical out there, but get the bike set up good, and hopefully we can score some more points.
Well, Somerset are certainly dominating at the moment. They seem to be getting the wins and even packing in 2nd and 3rd, so you must, as a group and as a team, be really happy as well.
You know, no last places, and we've got to get heat advantages in some of them. So it's a good theory, and hopefully we're doing that at the moment and can build a good lead.
Certainly are, so good luck for the rest of the meeting.
Thank you, cheers.
Thank you.
Well, it's good to hear there from Paul. He really has had a terrific meeting so far. Paid 8 from his 3 rides. Race number 8, and this one brings out Derek Snedden. 2 on the trot for him. He's just scored 1 point from his 3 rides. He will not be happy with the captain. He has had a bit of an injury issue. He's been battered and bruised over the last few weeks of the season, but he was determined to ride here tonight, as he said in his interview with us. And he is out on track. Plenty of young fans here taking in the action. That's great to see. So we got Derek Snedden off gate number 1, gate number 2. That sees Todd Kurtz, the reserves switch by Gary May. He brought Stark out in place of Todd in the last race, and he swapped that round in this one. Gate number 3 sees Justin Sedgman, just 1 point for Sedgy so far from the outside. We have got Nick Morris, rider replacement, 2 on the trot for Nick. Heat number 8, 29-16 the lead for Somerset. The race is underway, and into that first bend. It's pretty even, in fact, but it is Nick Morris who's come round to lead the way. He's out in front alongside Todd Kurtz here first and second. Justin Sedgman is in third. Derek Snedden again, he's at the back, but this is another 5-1 for the home side. Sedgman attempting to come around the outside of Todd Kurtz, and he has moved through into second place. 3 Australians out in front in this one. The lone Scotsman at the back, as Nick Morris it is, who looks if he's going to get his first win of the night. Of course, he had a paid win in his last ride behind Paul Stark, but it looks like he's going to take a big 3-pointer here. He leads the way. Better ride by Sedgman in second place, having found a way past Todd Kurtz. It's still a heat advantage for Somerset. This will increase their lead to 15 points as the riders go down the back straight for the final time. Edinburgh, of course, they've still got one more black and white rider facility they could use as they're trailing by 15 points. I don't think they'll use it in the next though, because Sam Masters has already used it and he's out in the next race alongside Aaron Fox. They won't bring it out in that one. As Somerset, where they're increasing the lead again, 33 points to 18 now after 8 races. Nick Morrison getting a superb win. Justin Sedgman doing very well there to find a way past Todd Kurtz, otherwise it could have been another 5-1 for the home side. Race number 9, next one up, and this one where it sees the hugely impressive Sam Masters coming out of gate number 1. 2 rides and 2 wins so far. Gate number 2 sees Pontus Aspegren. Well, he's also been very impressive, of course, hasn't he? He's also unbeaten from his first 2 outings, so something's got to give in this one. Gate number 3 sees Aaron Fox, hasn't scored a point so far as the American, and from the outside it is Charles Wright who's having a good meeting, paid 7 from his 3 rides so far. So Edinburgh, I'm sure they settle for 3 all in this one, but the Somerset, they would like a heat advantage. Wrighty and Aspegren, they've had quite a few 5-1s of late, as the riders just taking their time at the start line. The rain, where it did stop several heats ago, thankfully. Hopefully we won't get any return of it. Remember, Somerset, they did win the title in the rain here this time last year. Heat number 9 is underway, and into that first bend. A good start once again by Masters. He leads the way, but Charles Wright coming around the outside, and Charles Wright has got the grip coming off the second bend. He's moved through into first place, a favourite place where the Somerset riders find a way past opposing the opposition of Pontus Aspegren. Well, he's had problems there on the 4th bend, going out a bit too wide. Aaron Fox has found a way past Aspegren, trying to come back around the outside of Fox, and has he got the speed? It looks like he has now. I'm sure he won't be going out quite so wide. Unfortunately, the rider's only able really to use half the track here this evening, maybe 3/4 now. Can't go out right close to the fence because just getting dragged here towards the air fence and losing control. Charles Wright most certainly is not in heat number 9 because he leads the way, and it looks like he's going to score his first win of the night. It's another 4-2 for the home side, and this could see them move 17 points in front with 6 races remaining of the first leg of the Premier League Grand Final. Charles Wright wins it. Second spot goes to Sam Masters. Third place to Pontus Aspegren. Had to fight to find a way past Aaron Fox. But it's another heat advantage for the home side, and now the lead is extended to 17 points. And Somerset, well, they really are riding superbly well here so far. And Charles receiving the applause after his first victory of the night. Super stuff from him. So the riders out now for heat number 10, and this one, well, it sees Aaron Fox coming out off at gate number 1, taking a ride replacement out in. Hasn't scored from his first 3 rides, 2 on the trot of course for Aaron. Gate number 2, that sees Pontus Aspgren, 2 on the trot for him. He also takes a ride replacement ride. Gate number 3 sees Max Frick, who so far tonight has only scored 2 points, 2 third places to his name. He will not be pleased with that, nor John Campbell, the team manager of the Scott Waste Monarchs. And from the outside is Eddie Kennett, who started with 2 second places so far. Can he make gate number 4 tail in this one? Heat number 10, 37.20 is the lead. Race is underway and into that first bend, and it's a good start by Frick off gate number 3. He leads the way from Pontus Aspgren coming, or in fact no, it is Aaron Fox in second place. This is a major surprise. Fox in second spot. Aspgren trying to make a move around the outside of Aaron. Of course he had to find a way past him in the last race, and it looks like he's going to as well in this one. A big surprise that Edward Kennett is at the back. The guest here tonight for Ollie Allen is struggling in this one. He's in last place. Aspgren has got through into second spot now, but Aaron Fox, but he's still holding off Edward Kennett. Kennett trying to come around the outside of Aaron as they go down the back straight. This is good news for Edinburgh. It's a 4-2, which would have been unexpected. Frick leads the way from Aspgren in second place. They're on the final lap. Here comes Kennett now on the inside of Fox. He's got the speed to find a way past. Can he hold his position as Fox comes back at him on the inside? Cracking action in heat number 10. It's going to be Max Frick that takes the victory. Second place goes to Pontus Aspgren, and third place, well, it does go to Edward Kennett, but that was some cracking action in that race number 10, and it results in a shared heat. Somerset, well, they still hold on to their 17-point lead, but that was a great race here at the Oak Tree Arena. Max Frick collecting his first win of the night. A 3-all. Somerset still lead by 17. Race 11, and this one, well, it sees Craig Cook being given the black and white helmet. John Campbell keeping his powder dry and giving the facility of the black and white helmet to Cookie. He's off gate number 2. Of course, we haven't seen him since heat number 5, and then he only got to the first to second bend. He's had plenty of time to get rid of that wet shell from both bike and his Kevlars. He's off at gate number 2. Nick Morris comes out off gate number 1. Just dropped 1 point from his first 3 rides. A huge race this one. So Cookie off gate number 2. Todd Kurtz comes out off gate number 3. And from the outside, it is Justin Sedgman who has struggled. Just got a glimpse there of the trophy that the 2 teams are racing for over these 24 hours here tonight, of course, and we all go north to Armadale tomorrow. Heat number 11. What can Craig Cook do off gate number 2? I'm sure he won't move at the start this time as the race gets underway, and he has made one of his great starts and he leads the way. It is Craig Cook held in front. Can Justin Sedgman get some points as well? He had a better ride in his last outing, but he's at the back again as Cook leads it then from Nick Morris in second place, Todd Kurtz in third, Justin Sedgman, he's at the back. He's scored in his last 2 outings, but it looks as if it's going to be a third 0 for him in this one as Craig Cook, it is, he's stretching his lead out in front. Nick Morris doing all he can to try and find a way past. He's going right to the edge where the dirt is, but he needs to stay under control. He doesn't want to drop any silly points in this one by taking a fall perhaps, as Cook leads the way then, a 6-3 for Edinburgh. This will close the gap to 14 points with 4 races remaining, but of course Craig Cook and Sam Masters, well, they will be out in 2 of them. I'm sure that they'll both be out in the nominated heat. So Edinburgh, well, they still may think that they can reduce the deficit further. They have done in heat number 11 because Craig Cook has won it, and he gets a big 6 points. Second place goes to Nick Morris, Todd Kurtz in third, Justin Sedgman another last place unfortunately for him and Edinburgh. But they say the gap is closed by another 3 points, 43 points to Somerset, 29 points to Edinburgh. 14 points is the lead for big races to come. Heat number 12, Charles Wright comes out off gate number 1. He won his last ride in super fashion. Aaron Fox comes out off gate number 2. He was in second place in his last outing for a lap or so, but Aspinall and Kennett both found a way past the Edinburgh number 6. Gate number 3, that's his Paul Stark. What a meeting he's had so far. Done very well indeed. As Paul, he has scored played 8 from his 3 rides, including 2 victories. Made a couple of great starts from the outside. Max Frick, who made a good gate in his last one, of course, and took the victory. Heat at number 12 then, 43-29 the lead. Can the Casey's Rebels increase that lead in this one as we get set fair? Pete Lee, the start marshal, walks away. Ronnie Allen puts on the green lights, takes rise, and into that first bend it is the rider in yellow, that is Aaron Fox. He's made another good start. Max Frick has been forced out wide there, and it is Fox that leads the way then. This is a big surprise. Charles Wright in second place, Paul Stark back in third, and it is an Edinburgh rider who's leading the race. You would have perhaps thought that would have been the case, but you would have put it as Max Frick and not Aaron Fox, but Fox it is who's out in front from Charles Wright in second place. Paul Stark is back in third. Max Frick is at the back but closing. This is a big shock. Frick in fact has come through in the third place ahead of Paul Stark. Edinburgh, well, they are on a 4-2, and this is a major surprise, and this would certainly please their supporters who made the long journey down from Scotland. As Charles Wright, well, he's got just about a lap to try and find a way past Fox, and he's managed to do so as they started the last lap. He leads the way, so at least it's going to prevent Edinburgh from getting a heat advantage. As Wright has worked his way through in the first place. Aaron Fox now back in second. Max Frick is in third, although he's got in problems, and Paul Stark has been able to come through right on the line and get third place. Wow, what a heat of speedway that was. Plenty of high drama, and what a last lap as Somerset, well, they were a 4-2 against, but they ended as a 4-2 advantage. As Charles Wright found a way past Aaron Fox, they started the last lap, and then Max Frick hit problems, and Paul Stark came through right on the line. A 4-2 for Somerset, then they increased their lead to 16 points. 3 races remain.
A bit of a team meeting going on here now in the Somerset Rebels pits. Ollie Allen pulling every rider back down, also they can have a quick chat now as they go into the interval of this evening's playoff final.
Such a good job so far. That one doesn't look as good as it was.
I went over it.
Okay. You've got to be careful, you don't go over that, and you've got to be just on the edge of it. They're going to grade it now, so it's going to take that big step away. It's going to be like a little bit more gradual.
They're not confident in it.
No.
We don't want to lose it now because they're going to go cook masters in 2 of these last 3 races.
Yeah. We're alright. We've got to trap it.
So a bit of morale boost in there. The Rebels 16 points ahead going into Heat 13. So perhaps the light at the end of the tunnel's kind of coming closer, but I don't know whether you can hear them saying they haven't won it yet. They need to keep pushing on, especially now that the track has been graded. Well, after we've just seen Somerset pull their team together, Edinburgh responded on the opposite side of the pits. Derek Snedden now trying to do their team up going into the last couple of races of this evening's playoff final. We've seen some good racing from them. We know what they can do. Can they pull back those points that they need to take up to Edinburgh tomorrow? So quick word with Todd Kurtz now. We just saw kind of a team meeting. What was being said in that?
Just basically that we've been going good so far. Don't let it slip, really. You know, we've put in the hard work and we've got quite a good lead. I don't think any lead's ever big enough to take to Edinburgh, but we'll take what we can, so we just got to keep going.
We've got 16 points at the moment. They've thrown 2 tacticals at you, and they've only managed to get the win in those races, and you've still packed into 2nd and 3rd. No last places for Somerset at the moment, so that must be pretty pleasing as well for you.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, that's the aim of the game, just no last places, make sure we score points every time. The tacticals have been a bit of a killer for us. If they didn't get them, then we'd have quite a handy lead, but that's the way it goes, so we just got to focus on these next few heats and do the best we can.
And with Somerset as well, it seems to be strong throughout the whole team. Each pairing that goes out, such strong pairing. We know what you can do around this track, whereas we've seen a couple of maybe not so much weak links, but a couple of riders not really scoring the points for Edinburgh this evening. Do you think that's played a big part for them?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, them guys are going to be feeling like they're letting the team down, and luckily for us, we're all pulling our weight and doing a good job. And that's what we've worked on all year, is just consistency and all the pairings that we've had all year. Don't think we've swapped the team around at all, apart from when averages came into place. So it seems to be working good for us.
And it must be really nice as well to still have Ollie Allen down here and Brady as well in the pits, kind of keeping all you guys focused and helping out as well.
Yeah, for sure. They played their part to get us here, so I'm sure they're just as pumped as us to be here. And I bet they wish they were out there, but that's the way it goes. So they're here for the support, so it's all that matters.
Well, good luck for your last ride.
Thank you.
So with Max Frick now, it's been a bit of an up and down night for you guys this evening, but you pulled back some points for those tactical rides. How are you feeling?
Yeah, we're all just struggling a little bit track-wise, making gates. They're really good here, obviously their home track, and it shows. They've been dominant here all year, so we're just trying to keep the score as close as possible. And at the moment it's not as close as we'd like, but I hope planning to come back strong in the last few heats and try and bring it back as close as we can and do some damage at home.
And you said about making the gates. The track seems to have settled down a bit, and we've seen a couple of passes now. Do you think that's going to carry on for the rest of the meeting?
Yeah, it all depends. I'm not 100% sure on how it all is. Obviously, I'm not the quickest person out there at the moment, so it's it's difficult.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Well, it's good of Max to have a few words with us after not having a very good ride in his last outing. 3 crucial heats coming up then. Somerset have done very well indeed to hold a 16-point lead going into heat number 13, the lineup. We've got Craig Cook off gate number 1. He's had 2 wins in that 4-win disqualification so far. He's from the inside. Edward Kenny off gate number 2. He scored pate 6 from his 3 outings. Would Ollie Allen have scored any more? We'll never know, of course. But Edward, well, that's pretty good from 3 rides, 6 points. Gate number 3, Sam Masters. He's been superb so far. Just dropped it 1 point so far. That was to Charles Wright in his last ride. He's off gate number 3, and from the outside it is Nick Morris, who so far tonight scored pate 10 from his 4 rides. He can be pleased with his performance. The riders were not surprisingly taking their time at the start line in this one. They know just how whether there's 3 huge races coming up, of course, to see what sort of it will be a lead for Somerset, but what will it be? Going to take to what will they be taking to Armadale with them tomorrow? As we say, it is something of a fortress at Armadale this season. As just waiting there for the rider in blue, that is Nick Morris, to come up to the start line. We're ready to go then. Finally, heat number 13. Big race, this one, heat 13, it's underway, and into that first bend. Cook has made a good start, and Sam Masters has as well. He's come round to join him. Kennett is in 3rd. Nick Morrison coming around the outside of his teammate for the night, or is he? As they come around to complete the opening net. Morris going out very wide indeed, and it's looking good for the Scott Waste Monarchs in this one. The Edinburgh fans down the back straight, where they are going mad as they're seeing their top 2 riders on a big 5-1 in heat number 13. This could close the gap to 12 points with 2 races remaining. As Craig Cook it is who leads the way. He really has formed a great partnership with Sam Masters this season, and it looks like they're going to get a massive 5-1 in this one. Nick Morris but he has now got past his teammate for the night, Edward Kennett, into third place. But the Edinburgh riders, well, they have already bolted, and they're surely going to get a 5-1 in this one. Craig Cook is going to come around and make it 3 wins out of 4. He takes a checker flag. Second place, that goes to Masters. Third spot to Nick Morris, with Edward Kennett failing to score there in heat number 13. And well, perhaps Somerset certainly missing Ollie Allen in that big race. The Edinburgh fans, they are delighted, and so they should be. Cook, Masters, Morris, Kennett, that's the finishing order of heat 13, and it does mean that Edinburgh, well, they score their first maximum heat advantage of the night, and they've cut that deficit now to just 12 points. Heat 14, next one up. Todd Kurtz comes out off gate number 1. He's done pretty well so far tonight. Of course, all riders wish they'd score more points, but he's had his moments this evening as Todd. He's off gate number 1. Gate number 2, that sees Max Frick taking a rider replacement out in. Gate number 3 sees Pontus Aspgren. He's done well so far this evening. He scored 9 points from 4 rides. And from the outside, it is Aaron Fox who's taking the place of his captain in this one, after his second place in his last ride. Derek being pulled out of his final outing. They're probably not fully fit, the Edinburgh captain, but has given it a go here tonight. So heat number 14, 48 points to Somerset, 36 to Edinburgh, and I'm sure John Campbell will be putting Craig Cook and Sam Masters out in heat number 15 as well. They'll be hoping to get some sort of heat advantage from that one, I'm sure. Somerset, they'll be hoping to get a heat advantage from this one, as the riders, well, again, they're not really in any rush to get this race run, are they? We've nearly come to the end of what has been some cracking action once more at the Oak Tree Arena this season. Heat 14 of the Premier League Grand Final first leg is underway, and into that first bend, Frick has made a fast start. The young Australian, he leads it from in second place. It is Todd Kurtz. Pontus Aspgren coming around the outside of his teammate, and now he's trying to find a way past Frick on the inside of Max Frick. It is who leads the way then. In second place, it is Aspgren who's giving chase. Third position, Todd Kurtz. Aaron Fox didn't make a fast start in that one. He's at the back. It's a shared heat, and Edinburgh will be the happier of the two teams with this, as Max Frick leads the way, running right up close to the dirt line there, as they come round. They're going down the back straight on the third lap. Frick just having a quick look over for Aspgren, but he's still comfortably ahead. Pontus doing all he can to find a way past. There's not too many racing lines over Aspgren, but he is charging here on the inside of Max Frick, and he's found him way through. Can Frick answer him down the back straight? A cracking move there by the Swede to come past the Australian, and he's going to take the victory here in heat number 14. Pontus Aspgren, what a win for him. Second place goes to Max Frick. Third spot to Todd Kurtz, where I'm sure most people in the stadium and almost filled in their programmes there, but Pontus Aspgren, well, that was a superb move by him to find a way past Max Frick. As they started the final lap, Frick maybe just called out a little bit there, a bit surprised maybe. He has to settle for second place. A 4-2 for the home side. They lead by 14 going into the last race.
Well, just let me jump in here to remind you that if you have any questions or shout outs you'd like on any of the EMTV shows we do, you can contact John and myself by emailing John and Liam at edinburghmonarchs.co.uk. And just a reminder, we have now completed all 7 What the Fork Monarchs Sunday lunches, and they're all uploaded to the official website, where you'll find them on the EMTV page. John.
Yeah, thanks Liam. A reminder, the Monarchs 100 auction, the fundraising group are hosting an online auction on this Saturday, the 6th of June. Everyone is welcome to join in, and whether they're bidding or not, head over to www.edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/Monarchs100 for more details on how to get involved. And on the Monarchs 100, that brings us nicely to this Sunday's Sunday lunch guest. Joining Liam and I at midday on Sunday will be a man with 21 years Edinburgh experience. It's your old Centre Green host, Scott Wilson. Scott will be joining us on Sunday, talk us through all the Monarchs 100 stuff and his years hosting the Monarchs. That'll be fun to catch up with Scott, and we'll be there at 12 o'clock on Sunday. Thanks as always to What the Fork, and we'll be back on Friday for the big one. It's the grand final, second leg versus Somerset. Make sure you don't miss that. So we'll see you on Friday for that, on Sunday for Sunday lunch with Scott Wilson. As always, stay safe and enjoy Heat 15.
Well, after a superb heat win there in heat number 14 from Pontus Aspgren, working frantically now on his bike, perhaps ready for heat 15. We'll go and speak, kind of put a microphone in here and here. Do we know who's going out in heat 15?
Pontus and Righty.
Pontus and Righty. So there we have it. Charles and Pontus out for Somerset, and as Gary has just said, it probably will be Sam Masters and Craig Cook for the Monarchs. We'll just wait for that to be announced now. We've seen some superb riding from this rider. Sam Masters in this evening's meeting dropped 1 point from his 4 rides this evening, perhaps out to prove a point against Somerset Rebels, and then Craig Cook down the end as well. Apart from his 3 other rides, he's won all 3 of them, and you can certainly see why he is top rider in the Premier League with those performances. As you can see, Charles right there with the red helmet colour, getting ready for heat number 15. The Rebels go in with a 14-point heat, but what an important race for both teams. It could be reduced to a 10-point lead to go up to Edinburgh tomorrow. It could even be extended to about an 18-point lead. Anything can happen. We've seen that all evening, and was sure to be in for a spectacular race again. Even getting my words mixed up now.
So here we go then, heat number 15, 52.38 is the lead. What will it be after this race? As Laura said, well, it could be down to 10 points, it could be up to 18, anything in between as well. A huge heat of speedway coming up in the context of this grand final. The riders out on track then, we've got Craig Cook, that's a bit of a no-brainer for John Campbell. He's off one, and also his teammate Sam Masters is off gate number 3. Gary May, as we heard from him, he's gone for Charles Wright off gate number 2. Pontus Aspgren off gate number 4. It must have been a tough decision not to put Nick Morris out in this final race. As the crowd look on, say the racing certainly has been exciting here tonight. Not quite up to the normal standard here, what with the weather that we had earlier, but still he certainly had his moments. It's been very, very tense. Somerset, of course, opening up, put that 17-point lead after 9 races, but Edinburgh have done well to get it back down to 14. What will it be after heat number 15? We'll find out soon. The final race is underway. Cook again has made one of his fast starts from the inside, but the 2 Cases Rebels are settled in 2nd and 3rd. Aspgren and Charles Wright are holding off Sam Masters at the moment, as Craig Cook, when he's leading the way, as Aspgren goes out wide. Charles Wright has moved through in the 2nd place, and Sam Masters has found a way past Aspgren. Pontus and Cook, well, he was doing all he can to find a way past Cook, but he let Masters through, but he's come back past Masters. Masters comes back past him. What exciting action in the final race. Craig Cook missing all of it. He's out in front. It's a 4-2 for the visitors. This would mean the lead would be 12 that Somerset would take to Armadale, but here comes Masters now on the inside of Charles Wright. What action here in the final race and the first leg of the Premier League Grand Final, and it is Craig Cook that leads the way still from Charles Wright in 2nd place. Sam Masters back in 3rd, Aspgren not far behind in 4th position. They come round to complete the final lap. Craig Cook is going to make it 4 wins out of 5. Charles Wright holds on to 2nd place. Sam Masters, well, he was all over the place, and that was some exciting action in heat number 15, and it does mean that Somerset win here tonight, the first leg by 54 points to 42. They will take a 12-point lead to Armadale tomorrow. Will it be enough? Time will tell. Let's say some cracking action we've seen here tonight, especially as the track conditions improved in the latter part of the meeting. The fireworks lighting up the evening sky here at the Oak Tree Arena. And many congratulations to all the riders here tonight, all 12 riders who put on a super show for this excellent sized crowd here this evening. Some great action in that heat number 15, as Sam Masters, where he was all over the place in that one. He found a way past Aspgren. Pontus, of course, he was trying to find a way past Craig Cook, but just got pulled out in the heavy stuff. Got back through into 3rd place. immediately cut back on the inside. It looked for a moment as if he was going to find a way past Charles Wright, but it was not to be. As Sam, well, what's he doing now? Just stopping in front of the Monarchs fans. And I think we might be getting a Monarchs war cry. Well, they're pleased with that. This tie is very evenly balanced. Who's going to come out on top? Time will tell. Let's go and join Laura for the parade.
As the Victorious Rebels come out for their parade lap after this evening's meeting, we'll do a quick rundown of the scores. So for the Edinburgh Monarchs, Craig Cook 15, Justin Sedgman 3, Max Frick 7, Sam Masters 14 plus 1, Aaron Fox 2 and Derek Snedden 1. Then on to the Rebels who are on their way round now. Eddie Hennett 5 plus 1, Charles Wright 13 plus 3, Pontus Aspergren 12, Nick Morris 10 plus 1, Todd Kurt 6 plus 3, Paul Stark 8 plus 1. So the final scores of this evening, 54 points to 42. We'll just wait for the Rebels to finish their parade lap and we'll head into the pits to hear some reactions. So with Craig Cook now, 12-point deficit going into tomorrow's meeting. Do you think that's enough for the Rebels?
No, I don't. I think they should have won by more today. They let it slip through the fingers. 1 point there, it looked like they were going to be winning by 20 plus points, but 12 points is definitely a lot more comfortable for us. I think it'll be in their heads that they should have won by a lot more than that. But and that should go in our favour. They're going to be dwelling on that now tonight, and they're still going to be up for it. But I think that'll be in the back of their minds that they should have won by more. So I'm more than happy with the 12-point deficit, and I'm hopefully, and I think we can pull back tomorrow.
Especially seeing as earlier on in the year when Somerset came up, you won by 16 points. So kind of looking at that, you are more than capable. And we've seen that with every other meeting against any other team, that you're hitting the 50 points each time. So you must be pretty confident as well because of that.
Yeah, we know that your guys are going to be up for it. But I think we're pretty dialed in around our place, as Somerset are here. But we've been the strongest team throughout the season, so hopefully we can be the strongest out of the both legs and finish the job.
And you must be pretty happy with your performance this evening as well, apart from that crash in your second race, unbeaten for your other 4 rides, so you must be happy there.
Yeah, he just got run a little bit wide there and I had nowhere to go. Charles actually, if I kept going, I would have ended up in the fence, and I had to back off, and it was that way out there, he just sucked me in. So I'm more than happy with the result tonight, and just a shame a couple of the lads couldn't have scored a few more points, but I'm sure they'll make them amends tomorrow.
Well done for this evening. Good luck for tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much.
Charles Wright now. Well, we just spoke to Craig Cook and he doesn't think those 12 points are going to be enough for you guys. What's the team's feeling after tonight?
I mean, it was only 2 riders that did it from tonight, so do you know what I mean? We've got our tacticals to play as well, so I think it's going to be closer than they think. So.
And you said that the whole team really pulled together. I think it was 2 last places that you ran throughout the whole meeting, so that really plays a part, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was more the track today. It's not how we normally have it, especially the starts. They were quite slick and stuff, so I think that caught us out a bit. So we were chasing our setup just as them, so yeah.
And you put in a really good performance as well this evening. The Charles Wright that we see around this track now is absolutely superb. You must be pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm going forward and that's the main thing, so yeah, it helps, so yeah, I'm pleased.
And the partnership as well that we've seen with Pontus this season, that's kind of grown towards the end of the season. Could we perhaps see that next year because you are such a strong pairing?
I hope so. I hope we keep the same team, but I don't think we can with a points limit. But it's been a good team spirit this year and I've really enjoyed my season here. So.
Well, fingers crossed for tomorrow and good luck.
Yeah, cheers.
Well, as Charles Wright has a couple of words for Peter and the crowd after this evening's meeting, it's all poised to be a cracking second leg up at Armadale tomorrow. Where is that cup going to end? There's 12 points in it. It could go either way. Both teams are so up for it. So we'll see you in 24 hours up at Armadale. See ya.